Hello everyone, I am Professor Amit Solanki. Today we will start our next topic, that is the fundamental of electrical drive of the subject PECD. These are the contents of our today's lecture. First we will discuss about the principle and definition of the electrical drives, and after we will discuss about the block diagram of electrical drives and their components of electrical drives. Now, first we will discuss about the what is the meaning of electrical drive. That means what is the definition for electrical drive? The system employed for motion control, that is called the drives, and it may employ any of prime movers such as diesel or petrol engine, gas or steam turbine, steam engine, hydraulic motor, and electric motors for supplying the mechanical energy for motion control. So that means the drives employing electrical motors are known as electrical drives. That means any system which you have to employ it for motion control or speed control, like DC motor for the speed control of various applications. For example, induction motor for the speed control of induction motor. When we are driving the bike, two-wheeler, at that time we require the speed control. Okay. Now these are the components of electrical drives, or we can say that the basic block diagram of the electrical drive. In that block diagram, you can see here, this is the first block, that is the source. This is the first block. Okay, this is the power modulator, then this is the motor, and this is the load. And these are the feedback element, is the sensing unit, and this is the control unit. So in that electrical drives, these are the basic blocks, or we can say that the components of electrical drives. So electrical drive is the combination of this six block. One is source, power modulator, control unit, motor, load, and sensing unit. Okay. So one by one we will discuss the explanation of this block diagram. In that you can see here the first is the source. Source, that means source will be single phase or three phase. Power modulator, power motor, that means you can also study in the power electronics subject various types of converters like single phase control rectifier, three phase control rectifier, inverter, chopper. These are comes into category of the power modulator. Okay. So one by one we will discuss the what is the function of this block diagram. For suppose the main, as we are giving the explanation, in that you can see here, for example, if we are controlling the DC motor speed. Okay. So first what will happen in that case? For source, there is a single phase AC source or DC source. We have available two source, and this is the model power modulator. In that you can see here, if we are using here DC motor. Okay. So DC motors require input as a DC supply. So for that, in that case, if we have universally available the AC source, so in that case we are using here rectifier. So in that case, rectifier, what will do rectifier? Control rectifier. It will give desired output to the DC motor for run this motor or for operate this motor. And at that point, the load is connected. Load will be mechanical load, which will be as per the application. And this is a sensing unit. Sensing unit, that means it can sense the voltage, current, it can sense the speed, torque. Okay, it can sense the mechanical quantities like speed and torque. That means if your speed is not up to mark, up to desired, then it can give the signal to the control unit. And control unit modulate or control or moderate this power modulator and send the signal to adjust the speed. Still, this process are going on when we are not getting the desired speed. So this is the basic fundamental concept of the block diagram of the electrical drive. In that you can see here the block diagram. According to block diagram, these are the components of electrical drives. First, we can discuss about the machines. So mostly common use electrical machines for speed control application are the following, like DC machine, AC machine. Okay, DC machine is also classified in various types like shunt motor, series motor, shunt compound, separately excited motor, switch reluctance motor. AC machine is also, you know, that induction, wound, synchronous, PM synchronous, reluctance machine, special machine in that brushless DC motor, stepper motor, SRM is known as switch reluctance motor. So these are the machines are used basically in the electrical drive system. Now, if we are talking about the power modulator, what is the function of power modulator? So power modulator, it modulates the flow of power from source to the load in such a manner that is imparted as a speed torque characteristic required by the load. That means according to the load, it can modulate the flow of power. And during the transient operations such as starting, braking, and speed reversal, it restricts source and motor current within permissible limits. So this is the main function of power modulator, or we can say that it converts electrical energy of the source in the form of suitable to the motor. Now we can study about, we can see here that there are different types of power modulators are available, like control rectifier AC to DC, inverter DC to AC, voltage controller, DC chopper, okay, cyclo converter. These are the various types of power modulator we have used. Now we are talking about the electrical source. As we already told that electrical source, that means the very low power drives are generally fed from single phase source. There are two types, generally single phase, three phase, and there is also the batteries we are used for some cases. Next one is sensing unit. Sensing unit, that means it sense the speed and torque, position sensing, current sensing, voltage sensing, from load sensing, torque sensing, temperature sensing. This is the function of sensing unit. Now control unit, as we already discussed in the block diagram, what is the function of control. Control unit for power modulator are provided in the control unit. That means it measures the motor and power converter to meet the load required. That means what are the requirement of load, what are the desired requirement of the load, it can match the control unit, match the motor and power modulator. These are the basically functions of the all the components of electrical drive. Thank you so much for watching video.